Welcome back, Tiger sports fans, to another episode of Tiger Sports Nation. I'm Jack Crane.
And I'm Mac Whistle. We continue our series of interviews with the football head coach, Brett Dietz, who is supposed to be starting his first season as DePauw's head football coach this fall.
Coach Dietz played quarterback at Hanover College and set the school's single-season record for pass completions and attempts in 2003. He joined the DePauw University football coaching staff in August of 2010 as a part-time receivers coach and was hired full-time as the quarterbacks coach and receivers coach for the 2011 season. He became offensive coordinator in 2014 and was named head coach in January of 2020.
Our sports director, Taylor Richardson, did a Zoom interview with Coach Dietz to talk about how recruiting has changed in the midst of a pandemic.
Well, recruiting has some ways it's very similar, in some ways it's very different. We've already utilized the Zoom platform that we're using right now a lot with recruiting. We've had just a ton of virtual visitors. Obviously, a virtual visit isn't the same as an on-campus visit, and we understand that. But this COVID has really kind of opened our eyes on being able to touch, getting to more families' homes so that they can see upon all that we have to offer. Then hopefully, once they get intrigued by a virtual visit, they'll want to come and visit campus physically. Now, that's going to be a little bit more difficult as admissions has limited spots where families can come and obviously limited what they can do while they're on campus. So we're hoping as school gets opened up and we're moving along, more of that will be opened up where families can do on campus. But we're continuing to use the Zoom platform, and we're doing multiple visits on Zoom, not just the initial visit. But really continue to use Zoom. We've also continued to use social media, has been bigger than ever in recruiting, and really trying to use the new momentum as with our new hires that are coming on board here and the new energy they've brought to the program, and really trying to use that to sail us through in this 2021 recruiting cycle.
All right, that's great. And then how do you think the practices will be planned this semester with just like basically the freshmen and the sophomores and trying to like go by COVID guidelines as well?
Well, that's going to be something that we're going to be constantly evolving as well as we get more information, not only about the virus, but also about how other colleges are handling it. We're going to adjust our schedules as well. So we're going to start off pretty conservative. We're going to probably get in groups of 10. As soon as we get the go ahead and do that. We've had some good news in the past few days. While we don't have any official date, we think that practice is coming soon. So we'll start off in small groups, being pretty conservative, but hopefully be able to, get in bigger groups and actually do more of what's considered traditional football practice. But even if we didn't get to progress to that and we stay in groups of 10, I think we can still get great individual work in, get our systems, because again, we have a lot of freshmen and sophomores on campus. We're going to have about 85 bodies practicing football. So just good to get around the student athletes again and to teach our system and to get around them. But we're obviously hoping to progress to getting into pads and to be able to do a little bit of running around in traditional football practice. But still talking to a lot of programs across the country and what they're doing. A lot of programs are practicing while they're masked up, and I'm sure we will do something the same. So we're hoping to get through this, try to not complain about the issues that we have to do, but try to really look at the positives and to be very fortunate that we can be out there playing the game of football that we love and trying to get the most stuff taught that we can on the coaching staff, but also come together as a team for the whole program.
Take me through maybe one of your favorite memories as a football coach and a football player.
Okay, well, I'll start off as a player, and I'm going to start off with a college memory because, I was a Division III athlete myself. One of the best memories I have, thinking back to my college, has nothing to do with the game, but it has something to do with practice. And, I went to Hanover College and we had a lot of traditions. And one of the famous traditions was the linemen had a tree, and a tree that they protected, much like they protect the quarterback. But pre-practice, they had to protect a tree. And they had created a line out of the dirt, just wore the grass out around the tree, protecting the tree. And just the kind of tradition, the team camaraderie of, sending other skill players or other offensive linemen to try to steal a leaf from the tree was something that was just a fun football memory that had nothing to do with playing the game, but it was about team camaraderie. It was about tradition and about two things that are very special when it comes to football, beyond just the on the field tackling and hitting. It's being part of a group with 120 other athletes and being part of one big family. So that's one of my Division III kind of football memories. I'd say one of my favorite coaching memories was the 2016 Monon Bell game. This past year's was great, but 2016 was a special year because we had it was my first Monon Bell victory as part of our program, and we just had an awesome group of seniors that had really bought in and really kind of turned the program around from where it was before Coach Lynch got here. It was Coach Lynch's first freshman class. And so by the time they got to seniors and winning the bell and their last game, their senior year, was really pretty special.
Thanks again to Coach Dietz for doing that interview with us, and we hope fall practice goes well. Now it's time for our Tiger Sports Time Capsule. On September 18th, 2004, the 12th-ranked DePauw women's soccer team knocked off 7th-ranked Ohio Wesleyan 1-0 in double overtime. The lone score came from an own goal off a deflection on a corner in the 107th minute. DePauw outshot the Battling Bishops 22-16 and held an 8-4 edge in corners. Abby Currens recorded the shutout in goal for the Tigers with 11 saves. The Tigers moved to 3-1-1 on the season.
On the same day, the DePauw football team defeated Hope 35-14. The Tigers rushed for nearly 388 yards and nearly 500 yards of total offense on their way to routing the Flying Dutchman. Junior quarterback Ross Weedoff rushed for a career-high 158 yards on 16 carries and completed 13 of 17 passes for 110 yards and 3 touchdowns. Freshman running back Jeremiah Marks also topped the 100-yard mark with a career-best 144 yards and a touchdown on 16 carries. Eric Roush and Matt Coach each finished with 5 tackles for the Tigers, while Eric Lewis, Aaron Key, and Obina Ugakwe each had 4. Mitch Cummings led Hope with 12 shots, including 3 for losses totaling 12 yards. Joe Dykevers, Brian Turner, and Nick Oostvin each added 9 tackles. DePauw improved to 2-1 on the season.
On September 20th, 2004, the men's golf team shot a 2-round 6-15 and placed second at the Anderson Fall Invitational. Franklin won with a 591, Manchester was third at 628, followed by Anderson at 644 and Wabash at 657. Josh Abrams shot a 151, including a 71 in the first round, and placed fifth. Sean Toddy was sixth with a 152. Rob Harper shot a 156, followed by Jay Burkhart with a 157 and Jason Schwert with a 158. Other DePauw golfers and their scores include Brad Smith with a 163, Chris Daly with a 165, and Kenton Mess with a 168.
On September 15th, 2005, the DePauw women's cross-country team was ranked 20th in this week's Division III coaches poll. The Tigers were ranked 16 in the preseason poll and are the highest second-ranked team in the Great Lakes region. DePauw totaled 51 points in the poll, while Williams College was first with 196. And finally, on September 15th, 2009, the DePauw women's volleyball team improved to 9-1 on the season following a 3-1 win at Franklin. The Grizzlies dropped to 2-8. Katie Larson led the Tigers with 11 kills, while Kristen Chinoweth added 10. Allie Smith paced DePauw with 26 assists, while Maggie Piakowski led with 3 service aces. Katie Carrico totaled 15 digs, while Smith, Chinoweth, and Paige Thompson each had 3 blocks.
And that is going to wrap things up for this episode of Tiger Sports Nation. Remember to follow us on all of our social media platforms, and if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and comment down below. Thank you again so much for watching. I'm Jack Crane.
And I'm Mac Whistle, and as always,
Roll Tigs, baby. Woo! Yeah!